A fresh wave of seismic destruction has shattered lives in Afghanistan, with the death toll from last weekend's catastrophic earthquake now climbing past 2,200. And the crisis is far from over. Here's the situation on the ground. A 6.0 magnitude quake struck near the Pakistan border on Sunday, triggering chaos in remote villages, while a second, slightly milder 5.6 magnitude tremor rattled the region just days later. But here's where it gets complicated. While rescue teams race to pull survivors from the rubble, experts are debating whether these quakes are isolated events or part of a deeper, more alarming geological pattern. And this is the part most people miss. Afghanistan's already fragile infrastructure, battered by decades of conflict, is struggling to cope with the dual blows of disaster and displacement. The Taliban government confirmed the grim toll Thursday, reporting 2,205 fatalities and 3,640 injuries from the first quake, with no immediate word on whether the latest tremor added to the devastation. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the second quake occurred in eastern Afghanistan, though its impact remains unclear. Meanwhile, search and rescue operations continue in the hardest-hit areas, where families are being sheltered in hastily erected tents. Taliban spokesperson Hamdullah Fitrat shared updates via social media, emphasizing that aid is being distributed in an organized manner to those in urgent need. But here's the elephant in the room. How sustainable are these efforts in a country where resources are stretched thin and international support has dwindled? Let's break this down. The initial quake, which struck just before midnight on Sunday, sent shockwaves across border regions, followed by a series of aftershocks, including a 5.2 magnitude tremor near Jalalabad on Tuesday. These tremors have only compounded the challenges for rescue workers, who are already battling limited access to remote villages. For those new to seismology, here's a quick primer. A 6.0 magnitude quake is strong enough to cause significant damage to poorly constructed buildings, while a 5.6 can still topple structures and trigger landslides. In Afghanistan, where many homes are built with traditional, less earthquake-resistant materials, the stakes are deadly high. Now, here's a question to spark debate. Could Afghanistan's fragile infrastructure be reaching a breaking point under these relentless quakes? Critics argue that years of war have left the country ill-prepared for disasters of this scale, while others point to the Taliban's recent efforts to coordinate relief as a glimmer of hope. What do you think? Is the international community doing enough to support recovery? Or is this crisis being overlooked in the global news cycle? Share your perspective in the comments. Let's start a conversation about how the world should respond when disaster strikes a nation in turmoil.